Hey, it's Weed and Freak 976 here with the truth. Well, actually, stupidest people in politics and then the truth. Today we got two old standbys, John the Manatees and Newt Gingrich. Yeah, man. And we also have somebody new to the party. That would be like Meagan Kelly, who, well, never mind. I'll tell you here in a second. I'm also going to have a stupidest people in politics on my webpage today. My website today. I'll leave the link to the website below. About Rush Limbaugh, that despicable, evil piece of shit who said that the young man who was shot the other day because he was gay said that he didn't have a right to express his sexual orientation, and it's garbage. Garbage, garbage, garbage. So, here I go. Ladies and gentlemen, first off is Sean the Manatees, who said on his, so this is from Media Matters, that Hannity denies the existence of food deserts in America. During an attack on Michelle Obama for promoting greater access to grocery stores as a way to deal with childhood obesity, Sean Hannity claimed that there are grocery stores everywhere. Let's see, he says here, she also said that children in understanding communities become obese because they aren't growing up with vegetables because there are no grocery stores. Where there are no grocery stores? Tell me, where? Because that's not what I see. I see grocery stores everywhere. You see local markets. You see delicatessens. I mean, I live in New York, but I travel all around the country, and there are grocery stores everywhere. So you go to every cotton-picking place on the face of the planet, Sean. Nobody has been to every single town in America, you blithering buffoon. The facts. From the USDA. 2.3 million U.S. households live more than 1 mile away from supermarkets and do not have access to a vehicle, from a 2009 report by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Of all the U.S. households, 2.3 million, or 2.2%, live more than a mile away from supermarkets and do not have access to a vehicle. An additional 3.4 million households, or 3.2% of households, live between 1 mile, half and 1 mile, and do not have access to a vehicle. Well, Sean, you just made an ass out of yourself on that one. Runner-up. Newt Gingrich, ladies and gentlemen. This is from The Fix. Gingrich, on his own, out of his own, on child labor for now. In an appearance at Harvard's Kennedy School of Government last Friday, former House Speaker Newt Gingrich called child labor laws truly stupid. Gingrich is known for and proud of his unconventional ideals. As he said himself in the same speech, "You're going to see from me extraordinary radical proposals." That is putting it mildly. This one actually comes on the heels of an effort to change child labor laws around the country, but Gingrich suggesting that child start working as early as age 9 go far beyond what other Republicans are proposing. No, but the fact is we abolished child labor and it should stay abolished. The fact that Newt Gingrich wants to bring it back, it only shows the right-wing, libertarian, right-wing Republican ideology. You know, if you're rich, just give your kids an inheritance tax and hand them their job and everything. If you're poor, go out and let your kids at 9 years old work until they for a boss who may hate them or whatever, and let them drop dead. In other words, you don't give a crap, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, the winner. Newt Gingrich might have won if he hadn't have been so sincere about it. It's so evil. And this is from TPM.com. The Talking Points memo. Meagan Kelly. Fox News on UC Davis pepper spraying, where I'll put the video below, where a bunch of protesters are getting, just mainly pepper sprayed with a big, it's like a bunch of cockroaches being sprayed. That's what they look at them as, basically. So, you see those exterminators with these big canisters, and it's sickening. And Meagan Kelly has the audacity to say, "It's a food product, essentially." On Monday night, O'Reilly Factor host Bill O'Reilly and Fox News host Meagan Kelly sat down to discuss what really happened at UC Davis on Friday and whether campus police acted appropriately in showering a group of sitting students with pepper spray. Their conclusion, no big deal. Pepper spray, that just burns your eyes, right? O'Reilly asked Kelly. Right, Kelly said. It is like a diversion, a derivative of actual pepper. It's a food product, essentially. You know what I would like to see? I would like to see your sorry asses, both of you, get pepper sprayed. Let's see how the hell that would feel then. Exactly. Listen to this. Like jalapeno peppers are quasi-dip, delicious. In fact, pepper spray is about 1,000 times hotter than a jalapeno, Mother Jones reports. But Kelly, to her credit, said that pepper spraying looked like an abrasive and intrusive act. Wait a minute, Bellow said. We don't have the right to a Monday morning quarterback. The police said, especially at a place like UC Davis, which is fairly liberal campus. Again, you idiots show how out of touch the right wing are, how stupid the right wing are, and how pathetically buffoonish the right wing are. Yeah, I'm going to use old paper because I still like doing it. It's my nod to Keith Olbermann. Oh, and by the way, I got a couple other things to tell you. Get this new issue of The Nation magazine, Capitalism versus the Climate. Capitalism wins every time. Also, I'm going to put a link below to a petition that you guys need to sign, I think, because it's to bring back the American dream for America, of infrastructure, education, jobs in America, you know, all that good stuff. I've already got some friends of mine to sign it, but I hope a lot of you my other friends on Facebook, Twitter, my webpage and everything, I hope you sign it. And that's it. Let's get to Hey Ruka and Meagan Kelly. Let's Meagan. Pepper spray is just the food. Kelly, today's stupidest person in politics. Hey, it's Weed Freak 976 here with the truth, and I'm doing this video. I should have done this a long time ago, but I didn't know what to say, really. I didn't know how to put it right. I think I finally know what to say and everything. It's about Hey Ruka, who has like 1,600 subscribers, 1,800 subscribers, and people are like, "What, you jealous?" No, I got 911, you know. I'm real happy with that. I know that my channel is not going to be like The Amazing Atheist or Thunderfoot or Coughlin, but to me 911 is actually 700 more than what I thought I would have at this point right now. So thank you. It's 89 more to 1,000. It's actually quicker than what I thought. The thing is that she has 1,800 subs, yes, but her videos get like 20,000 hits. The last two didn't get as much, but I think we're starting, you know, I mean, even me, I let her, the Healthy Addict, have it over her video about chivalry, about false chivalry, I call it, but I think we're getting off track from what the real topic is, and that's about the top 2% wanting to weed and kill out the sick and the poor. Well, especially the sick. Because in their eyes, the poor serve a purpose, and that's to work for their slave wages and keep them down. You know, just go to work, do what you're told, go home, don't complain, and you'll be fine. But for the sick, and even the ones who walk around, you know, you see them walking around and stuff, it's a very bad misconception people have. They're like, well, you know, they see me and they're like, well, you're walking around, you're healthy. No, that's absolutely not true. You can have all sorts of diseases that can affect you on a daily basis, and yet not be in a wheelchair. You can be walking around, but you're not healthy enough to work. These are the people that the top 2% want to weed out. It's called the social Darwinism. Survival of the fittest. Whatever you want to call it. People who, they don't care whether you live or die. You know, they basically want you to die. Because they want to not pay, you know, pay any taxes on you, which is ridiculous because payroll taxes pay for Social Security and stuff. But to them, it's money that is diverted, even though it's tax money that people pay into, it's diverted away from what they want to spend on, and that's military spending and tax cuts for the rich, which really add to the debt, because they talk about social programs, which Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security are all in a surplus. Now, can they be used more efficiently to where they can add more, have a bigger surplus, and be used more efficiently. Yes, we can talk about those topics, but to want to really change them is fundamentally just a wrong idea. But I see it in comments all the time here on YouTube from right-wing libertarians and right-wing conservatives. Not all of them, but I'm just saying most of them. When they talk to me, usually their little insults are, "You're a filthy welfare piece of garbage. You're nothing. We're better than you." And I'm just like, no, you're not better than me. I don't work. And I'm like, yes, I do. I take care of my mom and stuff. And, I know I'm sloppy. I mean, and I admit that, which I need to clean the top of that bunk bed up. I know that. But I'm busy trying to help my country. And I look at that as more important. I can always clean up the bunk bed, which I will. But I can't always help out other people, which I choose to do. So, this is, anyway, their whole crux of their ideology is about low taxes on the rich. And the main reason is they know this. Ronald Reagan's former economic advisor even said that tax cuts don't stimulate jobs. They don't create jobs. They don't stimulate an economy. And what this is really all about is starving the beast. I've done a video on this before, but I don't think I made the, I'm really just focusing in on this. What they're doing is trying to make sure that the sick people who cannot work and need assistance and safety net programs, that they pretty much cannot make it. That they pretty much are just going to kill over. And they don't care. And we're getting distracted by Hey Ruka and this white nationalist bullshit that I admit what she has said is wrong and everything like that, but she's just a distraction. So is a healthy addict. And before anybody jumps on me going, "You don't think sex and race are important?" Yes, of course I do. Of course I think that it's an important topic to talk about. But when I see one of her videos get a lot more hits than Chris's videos, one of Chris's videos, yes, song with Chris, and anti-bullshit man's videos and stuff, I just start sitting there scratching my head going, what in the hell is wrong with this picture? And it's because the same people are going back to it over and over and trying to comment on her video, even though she's got comment pending approval and stuff. So what are you accomplishing? I can I can even understand it if it was someone who let you have an open forum and you wanted to discuss and debate like that, but she's obviously not giving you that. So for the love of humanity, will you please stop it? If you want to leave one comment, watch the video once and tell her what you think, or one or two comments to tell her what you really think, and fine, but enough. Ruka is a distraction. She's an obsession with some of you, and I see the same people go over and over and over again to try to knock her down. And it's not working. She will not put up your comments, so what the hell are you accomplishing? Please, I'm begging you guys. That's why I tried to do that one video, saying that one woman was worse than Ruka, which I still think she is. And, I got flawed for trying to stick up, I didn't know that she really thought, I thought she was just following along with her superiors, as she called them, but hey, I made a mistake, and I didn't mind you guys letting me have it over that, okay? Because that's fine. But I hope you listen to me on this, that she is nothing but a damn distraction. And that the rich want to make sure that in the future that they want to appear society. It all goes back to Hitler. Hitler just didn't get the Jews. That was the most tragic part of the Holocaust. Hitler got socialist. He got communist. He got the sick. He thought that the sick and the weak were leeches on society. You can look that up. I mean, it's easy to find. I mean, this is what this has been all about. Getting rid of the undesirables, as they're called, of society, the ones who leech off of society. Excuse me, but I never got an inheritance tax. I never had a house handed to me. I live in an apartment. You want to talk about your goddamn welfare leeches? The rich. They don't do nothing. They just sit there and smoke their cigars and drink their wine and tell the real workers what to do. And they basically contribute hardly nothing to society. There's a few decent rich people that I know, and even they'll agree with me. But the large majority of rich people are just greedy, selfish slobs who just want the poor to drop dead, and that's despicable. Just so that they can keep their money. No, it's not your money. It's printed from the federal government. They print the money. If they want to charge taxes on your ass, they have that right to do it. And help out all of its citizens. I hope you guys listen to me. I really do. Ruka is nothing but a distraction. Please, let's get back on track, guys, okay? You know, this is really about the rich and this whole libertarian, right-wing libertarian ideology wanting to weed out the sick and the poor, you know, the sick. So I hope you guys listen to me on this, okay? Thank you, and that's the truth.